only one option left, and that is Croco Dragon, one draw of hope, and Moray of Greed! Greetings, Rigil Agateiades here, and today we're taking on the Duel Triangle event. Good thing it didn't mean we have to play Triangle or Tin Dangles. Instead, it is a reference to the dimensions in Arc 5, where people from each dimension can only use one of the extra deck mechanics. The event is actually quite nice. Link monsters can't be used, so there's no snake eyes in sight. Refreshing. There's also a total of 9 loner decks, so you can try out decks before you decide to spend all your UL points on something bad. Definitely didn't try out the Dual Avatar loner deck. As always, the deck we're using to clear this event is the Ursarctics, and amazingly there's an Ursarctic loner deck for the Synchro group. Happy to see that, but like all loner decks, it is a bit scuffed. So we're taking our own, with a sprinkle of greed. The deck we are using for this event is quite different from my standard one. We had to make changes to the deck because we can't use fusion monsters. That means we can't use the usual Ursarctic Drytron combo and need a different way to get into Polar Star. After all, we go against fusion decks 50% of the time. That brings us to the other option of bringing out Polar Star, and Polari in fact, and that's Deep Sea Diva. Deep Sea Diva on normal summon summons a Sea Serpent from the deck, and if we summon a level 1 or a level 3 non-tuner, we have a tuner and non-tuner on the field with a level difference of 1. The non-tuner monster of choice is Neptabis, the Atlantean Prince. While you can choose a cheaper monster, Neptabis' effect is useful in providing us even more monsters as tributes. By sending an Atlantean from the deck to the grave, you get to search another Atlantean. Our choice for both the send and the search is Poseidra, the Atlantean dragon, for one single reason. It's a valid tribute. You can also choose to run a single copy of Atlantean Dragoon as the send. But guess where does that end you on? Even more Poseidras! No thanks, I'll take one less bonus tribute for one less hard garnet in the deck. Now to search for Deep Sea Diva, we have a few choices. First, we have Synchro Overtake. A bit like Fusion Deployment for Synchro monsters, make sure you use the effect to add the Diva and not summon it, because Diva only triggers on the normal. Then you can also choose to run Duelist Genesis and Deep Sea Araya. Both are spells that can get you to Deep Sea Diva if you have a tuner or a water monster in the grave. Not hard for our deck. Didn't run them though, because we don't want to break our hand with multiple Divas. After all, you can only normal summon once. Finally, when running the Diva engine, you will find yourself facing hands with garnets all over. Multiple copies of Diva doesn't work, but especially the Neptabis. Drawing it means Diva is dead. To solve that, we'll use some greed. Moray of Greed! Very simple effect that isn't once per turn. You get to shuffle 2 water monsters from the hand into the deck and then draw 3 cards. While you don't actually gain cards doing so, it gets rid of all the cards you don't want, either the Neptabis or bears that was negated, and then turning them into useful cards. It also shuffles into the deck, making it perfect for any hard garnets. And it marks your opponent quite hard. That's the deck. Off to the replays. We'll start with a simple one to explain how this works. Normal summon Diva gets us Neptabis, Neptabis sends a dragon and we add another. Put down the radiation and then go directly into Polar Star. Draws a departure, we'll use that to grab the bears for more interactions on our opponent's turn and then activate Polar Star's effect to summon Septentrion with a full floodgate effect. And then we stop there. Why? That's the 4th summon. We don't need to risk a nib when we have a good floodgate and extra interactions with our big bears in the hand. Opponent starts with a duster, rip our draws, but it doesn't matter, as he has no out to Septentrion after we book their wizard normal summon. Quick and sweet. Second replay, and our opponent is on Zodiacs. Sorry for only having replays against the XC group, just saying, the fusion stuff are a bit on crack and the Book of Moon does not help in stopping them. Opponent makes the Ixie Armor Fortress. Really want to book that, but our hand doesn't allow. Now we have to contend with a Suck and 2 other set cards. Our turn, we start with a Moray of Greed, tucking away the spare Diva and Poseidra and drawing 3 cards. Darn, drew another Moray, but it's fine because it's not once per turn. Synchro Overtake, grab the 1 Diva we need, normal summon, and takes any hand traps in their hand with a 100% chance of success. Perfectly fine, we have plenty of ways to use a level 2 tuner. Activate McBillis, summon Megatanus, shouldn't have used the book effect here. Our opponent sees a combination of tuners and non-tuners and decides to fire off the Suck early. Bad decision, because we still have 2 cards in the hand. Summon Ursarctics Alpha and we grab Departure, ensuring that we have bears in the hand. Make Vermilion Dragon Mech and we can start taking down Dark Knight Lancer's protection. Vermilion takes 1 and Grand Chariot can take the second, but doesn't matter because we're way over 5 summons. Well, that also takes out our biggest headache for us. Nib isn't that great when you can't pitch it for something else going first. Good luck getting over our token. As long as we don't draw a big bear, both Diva and small bears would do. Maybe I don't need 3 Morays of Greed. Hand is stuck and we punch and pass. Opponent's turn and the weakness of the Zodiac deck kicks in hard. Once they lose the monster, they have to hard draw the second one. Our opponent drill no Zoo and also passes the turn. Our turn and we draw a Megatanus. Now we can threaten them with lethal. Moray of Greed takes the Ash, activate Megabidus, banishing the Megabidus in the grave to avoid Chord Buy, but gets Solemn Strike. Ouch, but that's fine, we still have Megatanus, and then takes the Chord Buy as expected. Thanks to that we miss lethal, but turns out it doesn't matter because he simply couldn't draw a Zoo. Skill issue. Third duel and we go against the Generators. Normal summon Diva and it once again takes the hand trap without fail. Activate McBillis, but we don't have a big bear in the hand, so it's actually a -1. The most important Ursarctics Alpha, and down comes an Ash. Only 1 option left, and that is Croco Dragon. 1 draw of hope and Moray of Greed! Our hand was dead, but with the Moray of Greed, we took away the 2 used cards and gets 3 fresh ones. Probably the first time I'm happy to draw the Big Dipper, and then summon Megatanus to make Polar Star. Thanks to Big Dipper, we can replace the cost of Polar Star, and down comes Septentrion with a full Floodgate effect, through 2 hand traps. Opponent's turn, he activates Kujikiri Curse to do what Moray of Greed does, but worse, and then set 1 and pass. Back to us, we use Polar Star's effect again without tributing, takes the Ghost Ogre but we don't care. Make Grand Chariot, popping the back row and it reveals to be Metaverse. The stage is now set. Normal summon Diva and again gets hand trapped, but as a level 2 tuner we can make good old Vermilion Dragon Mech again. Pop the stage and our opponent has to restart. Back to our opponent, he has 1 turn to make a comeback. And then he kind of does. Activate Generator Boss Quest, basically a departure for generators, and gets the all-important field spell with Spare. The stage is set again, and all he needs is us to draw a card. Our turn, if we could give up a normal draw I would, but I couldn't, and down comes Lopter and 4 tokens. Trigger our Septentrion to search Departure, activate Departure, and he fires off the Lopter to summon the Har. That's an Omni Negate and a hand rip when we search. Big Dipper resolves first, we use all the counters to steal an opponent's monster, and we target the Har. Opponent decides to let it be and only use the hand rip. Har now on our field, and our opponent activates the trap to refresh the field spell. We chain the Mega Polar so it lands before the new field spell could trigger to summon another generator, targeting the stage, and he's forced to summon the Fire Boss to protect it. Tough luck though, with Vermilion Dragon Mech we simply have too many pops for him to protect. Now it's just cleanup. Ursarctics Alpha searches as Radiation, make Polari using Har because it's a level 9, and then make Grand Chariot to pop another 2. With that, we have enough attack for lethal. That was some proper fun. Moray of Greed came in clutch quite sometimes. Using the Deep Sea Diva line to bring out Polar Star was alright. Didn't use it, but Deep Sea Diva can actually even get to Baron on its own. personally didn't use it in ranked only because the Drytron line is simply superior. There's a similar line in the loner deck version with lefty and righty driver. Not as powerful as Deep Sea Diva, which provides extra tributes, but is way cheaper, so it doesn't hurt to try. Now that I think about it, maybe I can run Diva to take the Imperm for Polari.